All right, welcome back. So now that we've gone through several sessions on electronics and taken a look at how circuits are built and so on, let's take a look back and revisit some of these concepts once again, and also add in some new concepts along the way, so that we get a better understanding. Now that you've assembled a few of these LED blinkies and LDR circuits, let's go a little bit deeper into looking at how circuits and components and electronics in general works. So if you look at this board, what you have here is basically a circuit board, also known as a PCB, on which there are many parts that are assembled and installed on the circuit board itself. But there are also sockets where you can add a second sensor or a circuit board. For example, this Arduino Nano that you see here in the center, that is attached or fixed to it on a set of sockets. Let me see if I can quickly unplug it. So there. So the board has just the sockets, and then you can plug in a Nano like so. That makes your life easier. And this board has most of the components that you've already looked at. Here's a bunch of resistors. Here are some header pins. Here's a switch. There's one, and second, two switches over here. There's a potentiometer, which is a variable resistor. This is the light dependent resistor. Right over here, this orange little component you see is the capacitor. This black circular part you see is the buzzer that we have also seen earlier. And this one, where I'm pointing my pencil at right now, is a transistor. Over here we have a diode, and this one is a switch. Most of these you have already seen. Some of them probably might be new for you. On the back of the circuit board is again just a couple of connectors. So all of the parts that you see on this black board are what are known as through-hole components. And the reason for calling them through-hole components is because they have legs like this component over here. This is the diode, and it's got two legs sticking out, and you bend them, you insert the legs into corresponding pads or holes on your PCB, and then you turn it around and you solder it on the other side. So which is why, because the leads go through holes through the PCB, these are known as through-hole components. But if you notice the Arduino Nano itself, you'll see that it has some really tiny components, and these don't have traditional leads like this, and neither does the circuit board have holes through which the leads go in. These kind of parts are known as surface mount devices, and they are increasingly used nowadays in order to miniaturize your electronics. So these four components you see are actually LEDs, or light emitting diodes. And next to it are the four corresponding resistors that you always have to use with LEDs. And even the switch is a surface mount switch. So this is, all of the parts here are surface mount devices, except for these connectors that you see on the two sides and over here at the back. Even the USB mini connector is actually a hybrid component where most of its pins are surface mount, but it also has a couple of additional pins which are through holes, so that it gets a mechanical stability that is required, because it's a connector and you're going to plug in and out the cables all the time. So that's a kind of a hybrid component. It is SMD and through hole at the same time. So that's a quick look at circuit boards, through hole and surface mount components.